if I die tomorrow. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
What up, everybody? It is Tuesday night.
What's up?
Hola.
It is Cupcake Tuesdays. I am your host, Sebastian.
Bro, stop. Why? Every week with this shit.
Thank you.
Law,
Thank
continue.
you.
It's your boy Law.
And your boy Tone from across the hall.
Last
With
but not least, Vmac, aka
Let's
VP
go.
Arts.
You're still on timeout.
No. We can let him back. Let's try that again.
Listen.
Please
There was a
stop.
perfect reason why I said Cupcake Tuesdays, because during this weekend, the cupcake spot near the place, oh my god, their gluten-free cupcakes are the bomb. Yes.
But that's nothing to do with
the
us.
reason. That's the reason.
Yeah. It's
Like,
everything.
I feel like every week you're trying to make something new for the intro, and we're like, yo, just stick to the classics, bro.
Yeah, just why?
It's me.
Please stop making things up that don't belong.
Like, listen, we
Also,
love you, and when you're good, you're good. But when you do stuff like this, we're just very concerned.
Listen. I am the one walking with the slippers, with the socks, and the Malta. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it is Tuesday night. Nerds of the Round. It is back in the Tuesday Live. We're talking about what we talking about. Oh yeah, Stranger Things, because
Stranger
they released
Season 4, Volume 2. Holy shit.
Mhm.
It was so good. Oh,
Yo,
gosh.
what a fucking ride.
Do you know
my
I
God.
literally the last hour of the show I was ugly crying.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
Oh
just-
yeah.
Well,
for
we're
sure.
gonna get into that because this show had moments, but also too, we got some great guests that are going to give a shout out and talk about a little bit of their con coming up in August 13th. So if you're in the New York tri-state area, we want to welcome the one, the only Naja and Cheyenne. From
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hello,
Thanks for
sisters.
welcoming. What's going on?
What's
Ready to
up?
geek out, having fun.
Awesome. So then you should come on August 13th then.
Right.
Right.
Welcome back. I feel like it's been
Plug.
a minute since you guys been on this.
Oh yeah.
I know.
No, Cheyenne has been in the comments. blowing
Word
it out.
up, yo. Shout out to Cheyenne because she's staying here supporting the bros and our
But
new sister.
since you guys are here, it's only a perfect time for announcements. Yay! So let's knock out some of these announcements. So announcements first. Make sure you guys are listening to the Medusa's Cascade podcast every Saturday. Every Saturday, listen to the D&D podcast.
This Saturday
that
we got the
Nothing
big
Mayhem.
fight coming up, Tone.
There you go.
The
Big
big
fight.
K, the big K
Big
fight.
KO. The nerds will be on Pong, the Mighty Pong's podcast on the Sin Shop on the 22nd of July. We're going to be on there. We're going to invade. Val's going to draw something, build something. I'm going to draw something. Law's going to draw something. Tone's going to draw something. We're going to do something. We're going to
I'm
be
just
doing
hanging
stuff.
out. It's 2 days after my
Yeah.
birthday. I ain't doing nothing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not committing
It's a
to.
birthday.
It's gonna be on birthday mode.
All right, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to go to New York for my birthday to celebrate my birthday that
Perfect.
Saturday. I got my restaurant reservation ready to go. I'm seeing Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. You know, it's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna
That's
be a
an
very
That
announcement.
good
sounds like a
time.
nice
Yeah, it was a
weekend.
good day. There you go.
Yep.
So Tone is going to be on birthday drinks and cake all that weekend. But yeah, that's Chris Rock. I love that. Ask him how he feels. What you got with the Twitch channel?
So new update schedule. We tested out Wednesday. Wednesday is a go. So we are Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. We are Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we are Sundays at 4 p.m. We are currently playing The Outer Wilds on Sunday. We are currently playing Subnautica, where we're starting Subnautica tomorrow for the Wednesday streams, and we're doing Dead Space on Thursdays. So be on the lookout for those. It's been
Oh,
fun.
by the way, Laura, I have to thank you for letting me know about the Star Wars Lego. I've been playing nonstop for the past
Oh no,
week
I
and a
didn't.
half.
That was Tone.
Was it Tone?
Were you not? Well, Tone, weren't you playing?
I
Yes.
think it was. You
It was
know
Tone.
what? My
Yeah.
bad. Do not Law. Thank you, Tone.
Jesus,
My
I'm like,
bad.
I'm watching. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not true.
Excuse
I'm not
me,
gonna say
sorry.
nothing.
All right,
No,
my
that's
bad.
not-
I was like, maybe I probably mentioned it, but like, no, I feel
No.
like
So the Star Wars Lego is freaking awesome. Just want to say, bye. Okay.
Also,
It
too, I
is
want to
awesome.
give a shout out because Tone, I channeled my inner grill master because of you. You have inspired me, and I have been using my grill more and more and more.
Good.
Thank you for the inspiration. I've been seasoning the chicken
Wow.
and everything. Like, oh my god, I feel like yeah. Yes. What was it? The Padawan and the
Master.
There you go.
No, but I was about to say you did not upgrade, sir. I don't know what you think this is.
I have not. I have not
What is
done
it?
any yet.
There's no rule of two here,
Just
okay?
because you're here doesn't mean we recognize you.
Exactly.
That's so mean.
Just because you have
Like,
a
I
grill
don't
don't mean nothing.
Right. You haven't joined the ranks, bro.
Just because you joined the
We allow you
council,
to the table,
we
but you don't get the title of
don't
master.
recognize you as the rank of master. That's preposterous.
Oh,
It's never been done
dude.
before. How could you be on the council and not be a master?
Okay, Anakin.
There you go.
Have a
Shit.
seat, young Skywalker, motherfucker.
On that note, thank you. On that note, make sure you guys also check out the Patreon. New character reveal dropped this past Tuesday for subscribers. Every Sunday's public art post. I still have a poll that's up over there on the Patreon page to see who do I draw on Pong's show. And right now, Darth Iron Man is winning. So right now that is winning on the poll. So yeah, you guys can go vote for yours, who you want to see me draw, and I will be drawing that live. And since we're on the announcements, let's segue over to Naja up in Staten Island in the Great North. Give us the announcement for August 13th. Go ahead. Mike's passed on to you, Naja.
I'm sorry, the Great North. What are we? Canada? Sorry.
Guy moves to South Jersey, and now he's like
Right.
the Great
He
North.
doesn't know. He don't know about it.
Like
You're
we're
at
like
the wall.
right now, we're
You're
like
at the
10
wall.
minutes
Yeah.
from Jersey. Like, hello?
Whose man's is this?
I don't
Not
know.
mine. That's for sure.
Oh, damn.
No, kidding.
That's tones.
Yeah,
That's tones.
no.
Hey,
But,
Pong in the building.
Yes,
Both of y'all have known this fool longer than I have.
That might be true.
No, because
Yes.
I think I know him longer than both of y'all, no?
Val's known him the longest.
Yeah.
Did you move into Parkchester
Bro, I
before?
met you through him. I met you through him. Please stop.
Damn.
Stop
Damn.
trying to dig
Y'all-
away.
I thought you guys were
existence.
neighbors before I was like.
No, I met you when I lived in Brooklyn.
Oh,
I love this like
okay.
breadcrumb trail of like
Yeah.
who met who.
See, this is so
First
that
person to
I
pick up
bring
the
worlds
crumbs.
together. That's it.
Like murder mystery, like who,
Right.
like, but yeah. So announcements.
Let's go back
about-
to the north. Yeah.
yeah, back to the north. That's basically south.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so Geek Out at Staten Island, aka GOSICon, is a completely outdoor convention. So we'll be having giant hamster balls. If you ever want to know what it feels like to be a hamster,
Let's go.
like in one of those balls, we have a giant hamster ball. We have face painting. We have performances from Otaku Angaku, as well as some local artists, Nate the Great, Jay Jetson, as well as Anna Banana and Julie Infantino. So we have a lot of local artists that we want to like bump up.
okay.
So make sure you check them out. Plus, we have a lot of great vendors coming from like all across. So make sure you guys come out and support them. Even if you don't come for anything else, come out for the cool stuff. Come out
Cool.
for the cool shit. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Because
Mhm.
if anything else sucks, I know that one. You know? But yeah, it's August 13th is in person. August 14th is our virtual panel, to which you might see some of these friendly faces here on there. So come and check it out. And we will be in Staten Island, aka not the Great North. Basically, the slightly upper New Jersey, low key.
Slightly upper New Jersey.
But yeah, we will be there from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. We'll also be having a cosplay contest and a couple of other assortment things. We'll also be having some stuff with
Yo, y'all be
Demon
getting
Slayer
some
meetup.
dope cosplayers out there. Like, yo, it is wild.
Yeah.
Y'all be going all out. I'm here for it.
We go hard in the paint.
Right, that's right. Let them know.
We go hard in the paint. But yeah, that's pretty much about us. What we're gonna do, where we're gonna be at, is gonna be at the Snug Harbor Botanical Garden and Cultural Center over in the South Meadow stage. So literally, just imagine a giant meadow and a stage right there, like one of those big like festivals and concerts. So that's gonna be us.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Everyone
You
should
guys
come.
We never know. The nerds may crash on that Saturday. Film
Hey,
some
correct.
I'm
content,
hoping we can.
some content and food. There you go. That's what you get us. Food and content.
That's fun. That made me.
No, but I mean, what do you guys got in store for the cosplay contest this year? Because again, you guys be having some fantastic cosplayers that be showing up last year. You guys killed it with the cosplayers as well. And there's something dope virtually for cosplayers where you were doing the whole stuff with TikTok and cosplay too. So that was pretty dope to keep the interaction going.
Yeah, so we're trying to have that come up again, just to like broaden the horizon, because it's virtual. We're able to kind of reach more people. So even if people aren't able to physically come or may not be able to interact in certain types of way, they can still kind of engage through like our TikTok, which is the same thing. It's just GOSICon. Everything is just GOSICon. All of our social media is like on our website. If you want to be a vendor, it's also on our website. If you want to volunteer, certain things with like panel submissions, stuff like that. If you want to donate, because we try to also like give out free tickets to different people in the community that may not be able to like afford it. So
That's
like if you want to donate any money to like help, you know, a community member come through, like from different community centers or like schools and stuff like that, you know, we try to like get things together so people can come and enjoy it and just have like a good old time, because like that's what we're here for: the shits and the giggles, the food and the cosplay, you know.
That's right. That's right.
That's the slogan. I like it.
Shits and the giggles, the food and the cosplay.
I'm here for it.
So let's give a shout out to all of our New York creators up there, local creators. Make sure you're hitting them up for table spots and everything. Again, it's a Saturday live show, and then for those creators who cannot make it, they have a virtual show for you guys. So make sure, here you go, the website's there, it's in the description. Make sure you're hitting them up, get them spots now, because you know, again, it's a party. Want to make it a bigger party.
Yeah.
So who wants to do the spoilers today?
Tone has to do the spoilers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Was that really a question?
Right. Like, duh.
We got some heavy stuff.
I'm only backup. I'm not primary.
Stop it. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense.
Bro,
No.
Tone, you got the floor.
So we're here. We're discussing the last final 2 episodes of Stranger Things season 4. That literally broke Netflix. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
But the servers were crashing. And you know what? Their servers wouldn't crash if they weren't laying off all those people. But I digress. Anyway, you know, keep your folks, people. Anyway, it was an incredible 2 episodes, almost 4 hours of content. The first thing I have to say, we are discussing spoilers, everything and anything that happened in these 2 last episodes, plus the prevailing seasons will be discussed tonight. However, the number one thing that we need to get off the chest in regards to spoilers is that we need to pour one out for the king, Eddie Munson.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
R.I.P.
Yes, Eddie.
Oh man.
R.I.P. to you, sir. You did not deserve to go out that way, but god damn it, did you earn it, my friend. Not running
like
away.
A hero. Like a hero.
Like a hero. Not running away and giving it all to save your boy Dustin.
Don't make me ugly cry
To
again.
to save everyone, man.
Yeah. That was it was like his whole you know, so we got that. Vecna got fucked up by my girl Nancy. Nancy with a gun is everything that everyone wants to see.
Absolutely.
Just 2
Bro,
tapping.
Absolutely.
I was waiting for the one-handed shotgun, like in Terminator. What's the name? The mother?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sarah Connors.
What's her name? The mother? What's the
Sarah-
mother?
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connors. Thank
Sarah
you.
Connors,
Yes.
yeah.
I was waiting for that. I was like, oh shit, give me that. I was happy.
Yeah,
So
What-
we
we got that. Wait,
we got-
wait. Tone got more spoilers. What are we
we got-
doing?
wait,
Yeah.
Sorry, my
let's get
bad.
back. Let's go. Get back
Tone
on
got
the,
more spoilers.
What's
we
that?
we got Eddie, the king. We got Vecna getting 2 taps.
no. Master.
Okay. We got 11 showing up at the clutch because that scene was dopeness. When
Super
she
clutch.
just showed up and using her powers, coming in to help out her girl Max.
And just washing your boy.
We had a little bit of Papa, can you hear me?
Oh. Yep.
with Papa dying, and then all shit breaking loose. I guess we'll see. And then all shit breaking loose in the fact that the Upside Down is literally in Hawkins. And what is
And
going to happen?
and the real villain of season 4 actually died. So I'm happy.
Yes. Yes.
But
The
I don't know
God-fearing-
now.
The
Low-key.
God-fearing basketball player who got split in half when I was laughing. I was
Yep.
cackling when he got killed.
I was laughing. I was laughing in
I was
between my
so
in
happy
between my
when
ugly cries.
When he died, I was so happy because I was like, I'm over this dude.
Yeah.
But no, looking forward to what we do in the season. And then Merv is amazing coming in with his flamethrower, saving the day because he is the clutch in the Operation Russia. And I love.
Can we talk about
like,
how Hopper
the,
had the
HUD,
actual
the
fucking
Starsky to her
Conan
HUD.
sword? That was
The what?
the actual replica Conan the Barbarian Arnold Schwarzenegger sword that he had.
Okay. I was like, knew that sword looked familiar.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because they did an article about it. Like he said,
What the heck is that
he was like,
doing
oh,
there?
it's so cool. I get to fucking use this sword in this. Oh,
we
so
got a good
fucking
question. Question: does Vecna control the particles, or are they their own entity? I don't think the
They're
part.
their own
I
entity.
think they're their
Yeah,
own entity, but
entity.
he now controls them.
Yeah, I think that it's something that when he discovered the particles, he created that image of the
Content.
mind
Mind
flayer.
Mhm.
He created because that was something that he had since he was a kid. So it's all him. He
Yeah.
was actually
He
the
also
big
controls
bad.
the Demogorgons. and stuff
Demogorgons,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in there is under his control.
Yeah.
It's literally hived together. But I believe he's the big bad that made the mind flayer.
Oh,
Also, I want to give a shout out for the fact that yes, Eddie was the MVP this season. I loved Eddie, and the simple
Eddie, my
fact
boy.
that they had him play Metallica on top of the trailer.
Yo,
Master.
can we talk about like how I
That's
had
the
me
scene
and
we
my
got right now.
homies were like, what song is he playing? What song? And we were all taking all
It
these
took me
like
back to Guitar Hero. I was
Dude.
like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
we were trying to figure out for the longest time, and then this
Metallica.
came up, and we were like, this was better than we could have wanted. That's a perfect song.
Yeah.
It was so
But-
good.
So good.
I was
yeah.
ugly crying for Eddie, then for Max, and then when Hopper came, I was just, oh my god.
Dude,
It was just so good.
it was an emotional wreck of a last like 20 minutes.
Naja, throw your 15 cents. Let's go.
My 15. How about I give you a whole dollar bill? No,
Let's
so
do it. Balling over here.
I take it.
no, so I really do have like a dollar bill's worth of sense. Like, what I have to
Let's
say.
do it.
So like, first of all, Nancy season 1 got on my nerves. I was like, all right, you don't care about nobody. You were just trying to get what you was trying to get,
Mhm.
and you got tight because then now your friend's dead, and you're like, okay, Tormo, I feel this way, sad face.
Mm.
But then I feel like she like really redeemed herself throughout like the next couple of seasons, especially in this season where she's just like, I can handle the gun. I'm gonna get the shotgun. I got this, no problem. So I feel like having that moment in her with like the like basketball player, that like moment of like tension where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot some birds. Girl, you know for a fact no shoot no birds with that big ass gun. that line was so bad, but like it made me laugh. And I also like the dynamic of like how like Lucas and like his sister kind of like come together, and how they kind of like intertwine her into everything, where she's just like, you know what, I'm down, I'm good with like saving the world. But I think it's hilarious that she's like, yeah, no, but like my brother though, he's involved with all this. I believe everything else, but like my brother, oh no. So that was really incredible, like her just trying to like fight off and like warn them about like the basketball players coming. Because in my mind, I was like, of course, they're going to come through and they're going to cause problems. Here comes a guy who's mad about Chrissy and all this yada, yada, yeet, yeet, you know.
Listen, when you have the perfect plan like that and everything's falling into place, something got to come through and fuck it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I also kind of like foreshadowed too with like Eddie, like most likely dying with like the way they set certain things. Like, you know, I always run away. Like I'm always a person who runs away, so I'm like,
They
yeah,
foreshadowed a few
run,
people to
and
die
he's going
though.
to die.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
for me, there were certain parts was like, oh my god, that means they're gonna die. Like
Mm.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
for a moment Robin, I thought Steve, and then I'm like, oh fuck, and then I thought it would be Will, and then I knew it was like, oh, Max is gone, Max is just gone, and then it was Eddie, and I'm like, oh,
I thought it was gonna be Lucas, and I was gonna lose
Yes.
my shit.
I was Steve. I was with Steve.
Yeah.
Losing. Like the whole thing with like driving his Winnebago, and he's got his 6 kids, and him and Nancy
yeah,
making their
Somehow,
that whole
yeah.
when you
continued
start talking about the
Yeah.
future,
Mhm.
automatically means
That's
you're
okay.
not gonna have
We got
one.
season 5.
I think there was like a lot of memes actually, I think afterwards, where people were like, the minute you talk about the future or things that you have your hopes and dreams are, you're
It's
going to
horror
die.
101.
And like in the skit, the person's like, "Wait, don't do it! Stop talking about your future, please! Stop talking about your future!" And then it just shows him like dying. And like the next scene, I was like, "This is what happens." When you
Yeah,
talk about
that's
your
a
dreams and goals
that's
in the
definitely a movie trope.
Where's
That's a movie
Jamie
trope.
Kennedy's Scream 1 when you need him?
Right. Never say I'll be right back.
Right.
No, you're never gonna be right
Never
back.
talk
You're
about
gone
your
forever.
future plans.
You're
Well,
gone forever.
What I love about Stranger Things though is that they created so many, even like a one-shot character like Eddie. We had this guy who was in the Lord of the Rings, Sam. He was in it in season 2. It's like they create very memorable characters, but then to see like the main characters, like how you mentioned Lucas and his sister, how their relationship is grown and how her character is kind of grown in the show too. And it's just, and then Nancy's growth and everything from how she was
All
in the
of them.
first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
Like,
and
all
like
All of them
even
have
Steve.
really good character growth.
Like,
Yeah.
At first, I thought Lucas they were doing a disservice, but it was worth it for this season.
Yeah.
And it just
It
worked.
made a lot of sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also, Susie came in clutch.
absolutely.
Bad.
I love her.
Susie,
Yo, I love
everyone
all
thought was
these
a fake
guys,
girlfriend,
man.
real girlfriend, Susie. Like, she came in clutch with this show. It was incredible. Also, not gonna lie, probably one of my favorite scenes is not even like a fight scene. It's literally just 11 taking like that roller skate and going bap, and just like busting. What's her name? Megan, whatever her name is, just like busting her, like cracking her skull
Oh my
open.
God.
She's like,
man.
"Hey, Megan." They're like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go do the strange thing?"
I'm
Nope.
gonna bust
Yes.
her face in.
Yep, that's
what the fuck I'm gonna do.
deserved it. She deserved it.
Yeah,
She
it-
lucky
Totally
she didn't
did.
get it sooner.
Totally did. I was like, yeah.
Big
if
facts.
nothing else happens in this show, it's like top tier favorite moment.
She had it coming.
You completely did.
all I'll say is so is the pizza dude.
Argyle.
Yo,
Argyle.
Oh yeah.
shout out to Argyle,
Oh,
man,
Argyle
coming in
is
clutch. He
awesome.
was like, he literally was just like, measurements. All right, I could,
Like, it'll do.
I could get us like 600 pounds of salt. It's
Say
like what?
Like what?
He's like, is that enough? Enough. That's what.
Bro,
enough.
that's
sir.
more than enough. Like, let's
Why
do
do you
it.
have that much salt?
Yo, Argyle, super, and then for good measure was like, yo, get this dude out. I'm gonna fire the ovens back up and make pizza for everybody. 'Cause we need
Right.
co-
And everybody's like, pineapples. Who puts pineapples? She's like,
we need
it's so
comfort food.
good.
I get it, man. I get it.
But
He
you know
did
who
his
still
part.
sucks?
He did his part.
You know who still sucks? Mike and Will.
No, Mike
Still
sucks.
sucks.
Mike,
They
Mike,
both
sucks.
Mike
Will-
still
They
sucks.
both suck.
Will, no, I
I'm
love.
over.
I feel
I
so
really like
over.
Will.
I'm so over.
you're
Will.
crazy.
I'm
You're
so
crazy.
over Will.
What
And
is
then
it that
he's-
you're over about
I'm just
him?
Yeah.
over it. And
First
then
of all,
you
the
get
moment
this
that
painting-
him and his
still
brother
has like
had,
that.
No.
thing
The
he
moment
does it.
between the moment between him and his brother was really great. The moment when he's talking and his brother's looking at him from
when he's talking to Mike in the car.
yeah, I thought that was great too.
Yeah.
But I think Will in general, Will just sucks. The thing with the painting, he's like, "You're the heart, Mike. You're the heart." And I'm like, "Fuck off." I'm so
But that's the purpose of his
You're
character.
so
The purpose of his
cold.
character was like season one,
over it. What?
like gets him. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, doing this whole purpose to get Will." Then he's there to kind of help us figure out who the mind
Right.
flayer is, aka him, at the same time. And then basically he's like, what do you call it?
I
He's
like
like when they
Will.
have the parakeets with the mines, and they're like, if the parakeet dies, like the mines, you gonna die soon,
I
kind of
think
thing.
Will
Like
is
that's
in love with
Will's
Mike.
purpose now.
Oh no, Will is in love
Well,
with Mike.
we knew
Yeah.
that, but
Oh, yeah.
somehow we're not gonna bring it up. We're just gonna leave it alone. I don't understand.
Maybe they'll bring it up in the next.
I mean, he's
season.
still
I
trying
don't
to
know.
figure himself out, I think. And
Like,
that's
his brother
his
knew.
struggle. That's his inner struggle right now that no one seems to understand. On top of what he went through was really traumatizing.
Mhm.
And I love Will. Will's character, he's very odd, very weird, but it makes sense for everything he's been through and still going through.
Mhm.
Mike, on the other hand, I'm not a fan.
Mike is also the worst too, because he's like, the best day of my life is when you showed up, aka when my best friend disappeared.
Right.
Right.
But like, it gives you like, but it does give you like, okay, like, but in reality, a teenager would say some stupid crap like that, like low key, high key, So it gives you kind of like amongst all this supernatural, everyone's a genius, figuring out the plan, fighting like supernatural things. It's like, hey, there's a regular ass teenager amongst all of this
I'm just over
nonsense.
that.
Right.
I'm
Right.
over them. I think Lucas is great because Lucas grew. Lucas was looking for something different, didn't
Yeah.
find it, and came back. Like I liked Lucas's growth in season 4. Right.
Mhm.
Dustin has been the ace in the hole.
I love
Oh,
him.
yeah.
They would not get
I-
anywhere
he's
without
my
Dustin,
favorite
because
of
Dustin
that
is like
entire
He
the
literally
brains
says, "When
of
are you
the
guys
house.
gonna realize I'm always right?" Like,
Yo, Dustin is like, if like we're doing D&D character, he is literally the support character. Like he is literally like he's probably the cleric. Let's be real. Like you're not getting anywhere without him.
Mhm.
I do think Will though did serve some purpose this season. Aside from being a trapped in the upside down or being stalked by the mind flayer. It's like I think he was the thing to bring Mike back to reality with Mike's stupidness this season.
Yeah.
Because Mike was an idiot about a lot of stuff. But
did
even
you
though
do?
it was sad with what Will was going through, because like you can see like he's a kid trying to figure it out, but then it was that moment that he had with his brother. I think that was heartwarming right there. But then it's like you did see at the end that it came back when he was like, he still felt the presence of the
Yeah.
creature.
But
Which is
also
like
with
parakeet.
Will, like you're getting like the presence of Vecna, the whole nine.
Yeah.
But he also admitted like I've been neglecting L too. So
Yeah.
like that realization of just like I just watched the whole time and was like I've experienced this, but why am I not being able to do stuff? And it's because of what he's internally going through. Like he's got the double trifecta, whatever going on with him, and then seeing it happen, he's stunned because he's like, how could I help you when I still am trying to figure out myself and to help myself?
Yeah.
You also see that struggle too, because again, it was the time period. You see that struggle with what's her face, Steve's friend, what's her name?
Robin.
Robin. You see that with her
man.
character.
Oh man, Robin was so good this
Robin.
season.
But you
Mm.
see,
She's
you
probably
do
my
see-
most least favorite, aside from Mike.
But you do
Really?
see
Oh, I enjoy
Ah.
Robin.
but with Robin's
so good,
character,
man.
but with Robin's character, you do see the LGBTQ struggle that she was going through, and that was something like a little bit of what it definitely was going through at time period. It's not something like, well, I'm out, here we go, and people are supportive. So it's like worried a lot about that, which I'm glad they did that commentary. And again, she had Steve as a friend, and again, that also showed a testament to the growth of his character and how he was even
From
saying,
where he started,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of the
completely different
characters.
person.
I think a lot of the characters and how they've been paired and how they've been growing together, they're super needed. Like you can't have like Hopper needed L. Like Hopper and L needed each other to like have that relationship grow. The friendship that Hopper and Joyce had that eventually like was
turned
like
into something like romantic, yeah.
was gonna go romantic, and then Hopper was assumed dead, and then she now has to go through grief, and then the hope of him finding it, like that needed to happen. Like I'm glad that they waited till now as opposed to like before, because they needed all these things to happen. Fucking Steve needed to get broken up with by Nancy, needed to go through his whole thing that he's a babysitter for all these goddamn kids, and then be friends with Robin to be like the dude that he is now, that we're all like rooting for him. Like, like
So Jonathan over Steve, who guys think this gets the girl?
I don't know, because right now I feel like Nancy's like teeter-tottering.
Yeah.
I think she's most certainly like one of those like if you're in proximity person, if that makes sense, where it's like she bonded with Jonathan like because they were going through things together with everything going on upside down.
So Jonathan lied about his application thing, and I think that's going to be a thing when it comes up later on.
Yeah, I think that the whole point, because Steve was very superficial, and Jonathan was more personable, and that was more not because they were going through it at the same time. And now she's seeing Steve be more. It's not that she didn't like him; he just wasn't a good person. He was stupid. Now he's learned so much with everything they've gone through, and he's grown from it. She's now seeing the different side that she liked, that's now combining with what she liked already.
Yeah, because it was always like he admitted, like it was always there, like how he was saying when he used to crawl backwards. And it's not to say Jonathan's a bad character or they were a bad couple.
Yeah,
it's that if you really look at the story, they got together under duress. It was like a whole situation that really bonded them together, and that Steve was just in the way, like he was still the what is it? He was a stereotype in season 1, and then in season 2 is when he had his breakdown. He started to get that growth, and we see it in this season, and it's like with Nancy noticing it, and you could kind of see that whole split start to happen between Nancy and Jonathan.
But Jonathan's causing that.
That was so good.
I missed. I don't know what the breadsticks. But
So
I'm getting.
it was. She
Hop.
was like, yeah, Hop going like, oh, what I missed. Like,
Oh,
what did you miss the
with the
most? Like,
dinner.
what were you looking
Okay.
forward to the most? He's like, he's giving out the whole dinner menu and the dessert and the
She's like, the
wine
best.
and all
Like,
this other shit.
food.
And
That's
she's like,
what you're
really?
focused on.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I would have been focused on food too if I was locked in prison.
You saw the
I mean,
way he
that's
was.
what you
Well,
said.
you saw
for
the
a
way he
guy,
was
I guess.
eating all that
Yo,
peanut
That's
butter.
everything.
I was so
He had an
mad.
orgasm when
I
he.
was so mad. They fucking was like, nah, he can't have this moment. No more peanut butter. I was like, give that man fucking peanut butter right now.
Yo, Hopper been through some shit. I feel so bad for Hopper.
Yo,
I
but
love his
shout out to
character
David
though.
Harbour. That man
Oh
is
my
fucking
God.
jacked. Jesus
Come
Christ,
from
he's-
Guardians when, bro,
Yeah.
compared to now,
Jeez, yo, like he was like, yeah, like I've seen like there was like an article or other cases where he was in the gym, but like I didn't realize until your boy was like out here just going whoosh, and I was like,
shaking off
where
his
the
shirt
where the
everywhere.
fuck is the Hopper from season 1?
Right.
He wasn't in Russia eating gruel and
Gruel, yeah.
moldy bread
And working
and
like
working
20 hours a
and
day.
working on the railroad. Like I don't,
Yeah, that'll
in
do
the
it.
snow,
in
and
the
breaking
snow.
his own ankles.
That's the best workout right there. You're gonna get a great calorie deficit and you're gonna get some real good workouts. So you're gonna lose some pounds
Oh man.
I guess I need to do that shit.
in
Jeez.
Soviet Russia.
I'm flying
Yeah,
out there
I
today.
think a lot of the like relationship dynamics, like that's what like really, really, really like makes the show what it is. Because
Mhm.
even with Elle and Papa and Elle and Dr. What's his name?
And the
Grant?
legend.
Yeah, the basic legend.
The legend.
Like a lot of those like Elle needed to like have that back and forth with Papa
Mhm.
to get to where she is now.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she needed to close that door, otherwise like she would have never been able to do all the fucking dope shit that she did in that last episode. Like there's no
Right.
way.
Mhm.
But Papa also needed to like realize, oh, I fucked up, oh, I did this, but I'm still right and I don't want to let you go, so like here's whatever. And then at the end, just look at me, just like tell me like whatever the case is. And she said no. I was like, good job, Elle. Don't give him shit.
Even in his
He's
last
a true
dying breath.
narcissist. That's a true narcissist at its best.
Listen, I'm 100% the person like, oh, if they die, it doesn't absolve them of their sins of like when they lived.
Mhm.
And like that's the perfect example. Like he did so much.
Oh, I did it
Yeah.
for you. No, you did it because you wanted that.
Like
not
for
anyone else.
him to like lock up homeboy for to trick Elle, like
Mhm.
he had to have known that like there was like she told him, she literally told him before like they went at it, she was like, if you don't let me out, I will kill you. She
Yeah.
was not joking. There was no like, oh, like if ands or buts.
Sentimental.
Yeah, it
thing.
was like, I'm done with this shit. You're gonna let me go, or I will kill you, and it's gonna be all right. I'm not even gonna break a sweat. I'm not even gonna feel guilty about it. And I was
Right.
like, damn. Yo,
Right.
like everyone, like you look at from season 1 to
Mhm.
season 2, there's a lot of growth there. But like season 1 to season 4, like the end of season 4,
Mhm.
jeez, there is so much growth
So
with
good.
these guys. Even Max.
So
Max has
good.
only been around what, 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Yo, Max
So-
is
so-
my
3 seasons,
girl,
3
man.
seasons.
The
She showed up in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh man,
No, she did grow a lot, but I think it, too, like the show also showed like a lot of
yeah.
the whole time. Like I think also too, like with Max, I liked how she grew but also regressed at the same time, and it made sense. I was kind of wondering like how they would have it where it's like if she like tried to like push through like her like through like Billy dying and stuff like
Right.
that, or if they were gonna have it where like she is actually depressed about it and is actually grieving about it. So I'm glad that they went that route of like, okay, she's grieving, she's this, she's that, but also kind of like gave like a mask for like Vecna. Cause it's like, okay, like this is normal stuff. You're grieving, you can't sleep, you're like sweating at night, all these different things, which wind up being symptoms of stuff from Vecna, but also to just symptoms of regular ass like grief and loss, depression.
It was more. I think it was more about guilt for her because she actually wanted this kid dead. She was like, life would be better without his ass, and then he's actually dead, and she's like,
brief moment. She said she felt a brief moment of relief when he died, and she felt guilty about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She said she used to what was it? Imagine that him speeding on his car and that he would just crash. But it was like she loved her brother, but at the same time she recognized that she was being tormented by him because
he wasn't a good dude. And that's fine. Like it's one of those things where like again, like Papa, like you can't like forgive them just because they're dead.
Well,
and I think she struggled with that. Like you see the both happening with Al. Al was just like, "Fuck it, I'm done, and I don't care." But Max felt guilty because she felt like a bad person because that's my brother, and I shouldn't think that.
That and also the last scene.
But also, too, I want to retract it because if you look at it, Billy also, too, like Max and Billy were the product of an abusive father. Mm-hmm. Like Billy's father abused him and he took it out on Max. So that's where her hatred stemmed from, was the abuse of that, because look what happened this season. When Billy died, the father took off, was not there. And now Max and the mother are living in a trailer park. Yeah, they're living in the trailer park now.
As I'm saying, like everything just went downhill. So I'm saying it's like a combination of like having like grief and loss, like, and just being just depressed. Like he went from being in this house, being in this certain space, to being in like a trailer park, which I don't know. Every trailer park, what I think about is usually a negative connotation. It's never like, yeah, I live in a trailer park, woo. You know, it's never like a positive thing. So it's like you're quote unquote downgrading, right? You're not with Lucas anymore, which we realized like that was your connector point for a lot of things, especially because he lost, like, you know, she lost Billy and like her stepfather, and like she's like losing connection with her mom. She pranks. Yeah. So it's like she lost her connectivity with what did ground her in that town. You know, so it's like she lost all those things. And then she's like, okay, Chrissy and Eddie going into the other trailer. That's a little weird. Oh, wait, Chrissy dead? Hold on.
Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up. I'm never going to get that out of my head, but it's so good.
Eddie's character this season was he was so awkward, so weird, but so exciting to watch. And then it was so, how does someone respond to floating in the air and breaking all their bones and like
leaving?
Like the only response is to run, and he felt bad that he ran and couldn't help. He had no idea what was going on. He's never had any kind of indication to know that all of that crap was real. So, and you see his entire growth the entire season. This short season made me like, he was a character I fell in love with, and I was so sad to see him go.
But I think to Dustin's point, like what
Dustin also made me cry.
So it was one of those things where you love Eddie because we as like viewers knew Eddie. We got to see like what Eddie was like, and Dustin said it. Like if you know him, you're gonna love him. But if you don't know him, you don't understand him. You're fearful or whatever, what have you. You know, hey, what's going on, Michelle? So like with that, like one, you're getting all of the like satanic panic, you're getting all the cult, like whatever. So, you know, and he's already an outcast.
Yeah.
Right. But like the way you see him with Chrissy, like there was like a therapist who broke down like when you see him with Chrissy, and he takes off his jacket all willy-nilly, like just like whatever, it's not like delicately placed. He basically established like this is like a comfortable place, like you can just chill, relax, wherever the case is, and be open. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize. And like she broke down, like he's very like warm and inviting. Like he doesn't like he cares for people. Like you see how he was with Dustin the entire season. And like that's his dude. And like everyone, like because they didn't know him, immediately wants to like murder him. You know what I mean? And it's shitty.
Well, to put the exclamation point on that at the end was when his uncle was putting up the poster, and he had to switch the poster because everybody kept defacing the poster, and Dustin saw that, and it was that moment that he had with Dustin that really, even right there again, was the exclamation point of making
that made
really
me cry.
feel.
I cried there.
So
And
I didn't. So funny enough, I didn't cry when Eddie died because I knew and I was happy that he went out like a G. But when Dustin told his uncle, I was like, motherfucker.
I was crying from the moment he when I knew he was gonna sacrifice himself, and he's like, Eddie, he's screaming, and he starts to run off on the bike. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. I knew from there, so I cried from that moment all the way to the end.
I cried when Dustin told his uncle. I cried when Max died.
Yeah,
I cried harder.
Nah, y'all are foul for that.
I cried harder when Elle started like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring her back," and then we see her in the hospital bed. I cried again. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I don't even know if that's better or not.
I think she's actually dead. I think she's actually dead.
I don't think she is.
I think she's actually dead, or maybe hidden. I think Vecna's in her. Yeah, I think Vecna's hiding in her.
There's a bunch of theories.
He's probably really fucked up. She's probably really fucked up.
Yeah, because like they said that he's hurt. He's not dead. Because even like Will was saying, like, yeah, no, he's severely hurt.
Right.
But he's like not.
He feels him
dead. And technically,
I think
like
he's in.
It's open. The gates are open. It's not like they're closed and he needs another thing to open them back up. Because technically, she did die, so it did open it, aka like the earthquake. You know, that like ravaged the town. But like it could be a similar thing, like you were saying, like it could be that Vecna has like possessed like Max, but because of whatever,
he doesn't have a physical body now.
Yeah,
she destroyed his body over when she sent him to the other side, and then they burnt his body here, but he was able to go into their mind. So how does he manifest here inside Max? Max is going to be the big bad in the next season.
There is a theory that everyone keeps going back to the game that they played in the first episode. So everyone keeps going back to
episode of this season or
this season to the D&D game. Well, there was some mention of like the other D&D game that they played in season 1, but it's mostly this season's game because they said they thought Vecna died, but he didn't, and that was kind of the reveal. For everyone thought one died, but he didn't. But it also means that Vecna died when he fell out the window, but he didn't. Right?
Yeah.
There was no body.
There was no body. But the other theory people have is because of the person who was like one of his followers or whatever, who was like supposed to be one of his followers, is a vampire or something like that. I can't remember like the specifics. That person, everyone theorizes is Eddie. And Eddie got basically eaten alive by those fucking Demogorgon bat things. So they think that he's going to become a creature of the Upside Down in the next season.
I mean, it's possible because, like, technically,
that's an interesting theory, but I would be pissed off that they do that. Not how I mourned Eddie. Like I literally mourned him. I would be really pissed if they did that.
But wouldn't it give a reason to either figure out how to like destroy the Upside Down and get rid of what's like corrupting the people and the things that it's affected?
They left.
And you would have to kill Will,
there, right?
Yeah, I think they left.
No,
they
never said what happened. They never said what happened.
Yeah, but most likely I think they did leave him because I feel like a lot of the D&D games do like talk about like kind of
a lot of
what
foreshadow.
To expect or like a lot of foreshadowing and stuff like that, or even just like what you call it, like even when they were trying to have it like in season 3 where like Will was like, hey, like let's all play D&D together, let's do all these things together, and like kind of showed like how they're eventually gonna like, you know, be a little bit more apart and like separate and stuff like that. I feel like in like the 4th like season, but I feel like some way somehow like Will is this, I feel like season 5 is going to be like the pinnacle point for him where he's going to be like so connected some way somehow, like again like the parakeet in the mind of like, oh, he's here, you guys, he's around, like he's like, you know what's going on.
I think he's going to be a pawn,
especially when Max wakes up. He's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel it when Max wakes up, and then it's gonna be a whole conversation, and then like low key probably like there's gonna be a scenario where like Lucas and him like fight and like, nah, bro, like Vecna's in her. Like if that's the concept they're going with, he's not gonna be like, no, you're just saying that, you know, teenagers, hormones, love my life, whatever.
I think
know?
even to your point about like the D&D game and like how it reflects everything, look at who showed up clutch for this fight. Erica. Erica was the linchpin for a lot of this plan. And what happened in that first game? If Erica didn't show up, they couldn't have the game, and she could have won the game of D&D that they were running. So like it was one of those things like I really think they were very purposeful in all of what they're doing. And like I hate to go down like those rabbit holes of like, oh man, everything's connected. But like they do a really good job of showing like, yo, guys, like it may be subtle, it may not be as like on the nose, but they are like deliberately like connecting a lot of threads.
I mean, it started from season 1 all the way up to season 4. So yeah, true with that, Erica. True. Love it.
I think that I mean I most likely will think that Vecna is in Max or keeping her subdued so he can control her in some way, because she shouldn't have survived, especially after a minute being dead, right? I think that was Elle was a little bit selfish in not wanting to let her go there, but it also makes sense for a way for Vecna to have some sort of a vessel. That
I thought Elle brought her back.
I don't know that it's selfish. I think that's just her going, no, I'm more. They're saying Will's going to be the focal point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, I think Will's
going to be the vessel more than Max is going to be the vessel.
I think we got two focal points.
Will be some form, but I don't know if he'd be a vessel.
I think we got two focal points because you have Will because of that first connection season 1, and then Max because again when Elle went back into her head, there was nothing there.
Right. And that's why I think it's an open space for Vecna.
Yeah, and she was the last. She was the last, and she was the last key for him to open whatever he needed to open. And also too, she could be the vessel for Vecna, and then whatever other being that's there, Will could be the vessel for that because again, we still don't know. Again, we're seeing how Will still connected with those lasting effects of him being stuck.
Yeah, because like he's connected with the black particles.
Will the beacon?
Because like the black particles is really like what went inside of him. It wasn't technically like Vecna or anything like that. Like, you know, if you think about it, like what was that, like season 2? Like he got surrounded by like that creature, the mind flayer.
Technically, he's never had direct contact with Vecna, right?
No, he's never had direct contact with Vecna. Like the closest thing is the black particles when he was like possessed. You know what I mean?
But the only like he knew that he was still around because they told him that the connection was there. So that's why he was like, oh, I can still feel him.
Connected to the black particles, like, you know, like the hive mind thing. So it's like, because Vecna already existed prior, and so the black particles.
In season 1, when he's in the Upside Down, he's the one who spent the most time out there. He may be some part of the hive mind and could have had some form of interaction with Vecna that we don't know of.
Oh,
that's true.
Because we don't see him other than when he's hiding. But he's also was there for a long time.
Well, that's when Vecna said that, you know, it's been a plan for the whole time because, you know, what was it? Papa was sending Elle, and then the connection started when Elle touched that creature from the other side. And then again, Will could have been again a form of a way of trying to get into that other world where they were trying to break in portals. Because Will,
that could have been Vecna using him to try to get to the other side, like Papa was using Elle.
Yeah,
or it could have been the particles. Because remember, Vecna, when he was human, when he was a boy, he was doing the drawing of the black particles before he even saw them.
So because he created the image of it.
The particles,
but the particles existed before Vecna.
He just formed the particles.
He made that image of it. That image of it where he was.
That's his version of a spider.
Yes, exactly. What was that type? Whatever type of spider. But when he went to the other side, all these creatures, all these things, he just created the actual image of it. Not that the particles was anything other than particles there. He made it what it was.
But I thought when he went into that area, like when he went into like the Upside Down, like those particles already existed. Because remember, he was like going through being hit by the lightning, and when he came to, he's like, whoa,
there are these
creatures already there, the
yeah.
particles already there.
Right.
So
I think he created the hive mind, though.
He's the connecting link
that
to
image.
All of them.
He's the big bad that made that image of
because what we can kind of see in the Upside Down, it didn't look the way it looked like what we see now. That's all him. That's him creating it. That's him
he created that part of the Upside Down.
Right.
But like the other extensive part is different.
I have a question because you guys brought up a good point. If we didn't see what happened to Will in season 1 while he was there and he was hiding, we know that season 1 was mostly Mind Flayer talk, but Demogorgon was like the big like bad of the season.
Yeah.
When we're seeing Will, do we ever see him being chased by a Demogorgon, or would he have been chased by Vecna?
He probably would have been chased by a Demogorgon, most likely.
It was a Demogorgon.
I don't remember
they're saying it was probably
what he's being chased by, actually.
So it was a Demogorgon that got him, but they keep saying that. And I don't know if the Duffer Brothers added this because they said they have been doing a George Lucas, where they've been adding things to the prior seasons without people knowing. But people who've been rewatching the seasons, and I'm probably gonna rewatch them soon. They hear the clock chimes from the grandfather clock in season 1. So that's definitely a thing going around in one of the TikToks I had seen.
I'm going to all the series.
I'm going back. I want to go back to Game of Thrones before I do that because I want to be prepared for dragons. But
Dragon's Blood's not gonna. It's fun.
What?
Everything you need for it doesn't matter.
I'm aware. I'm very much aware. I'm just saying I still want to get in that mode of Game of Thrones before I watch it. So I will be rewatching Game of Thrones very soon.
I'm gonna be nice. I was gonna say go watch a Sony movie that'll help you with the depression and get
Wow. Tone, you've been awfully quiet this episode.
I just been listening to you guys talk. You guys have just been going back and forth and waiting on what the next topic we're gonna be jumping into. So,
what are your thoughts and theories?
Omar's about to get punched, but it's go ahead.
Thoughts and theories, as in like what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
As in what's gonna happen next. I think that I still think like we got a little bit of the oh man, it's Morbin time. There's a whole lot of Morbin time happening.
Thank you, Pong. Thank you, Pong.
No, I think we're gonna get like we had the first foray into the Upside Down with a little bit of the group. I think everyone's gonna go, or the Upside Down is essentially gonna come into Hawkins, and Hawkins is gonna be like ground zero, and all these things are gonna be coming out, and it may be like a contamination zone where the government comes and quarantines the whole thing. But eventually they're gonna I think they're gonna end it with them in the Upside Down. Like Hop has to go to the Upside Down. They all have to go. Yeah. And like take this thing on. I think.
But do they have to go to the Upside Down if the Upside Down's already here? They just got to close the gates.
Well, I think it's more than closing gates.
It's more than.
Yeah. Because we know like closing gates doesn't really do nothing because he can create gates.
He can create gates.
Because remember he was saying like, oh, you close those gates, so I had to make one of my own because they didn't know about the lake gate at all until Dustin found it.
Water gate.
Good old compass.
Fucking Dustin, man, coming in and his girl, what Susie?
Yeah,
clutch. So clutch. Oh my god, genius. She's a freaking genius.
Yeah, I feel like I
wish dial-up worked that quickly because we all know dial-up never worked that quickly. But for purposes of what the show was, it worked.
Listen, man.
There wasn't that many people on the internet back then.
Please,
dial-up, bro.
Even someone brought up the fact that they were like, "Oh, if it's the 1980s, like early when like whatever like year it was, they wouldn't have been playing our version of D&D. They would have played a different version. The D20 didn't get introduced to they were just like, this is why I don't watch that show. And it's like just disbelief, suspension.
Who cares?
Just leave it alone.
We're talking about monsters in an alternate dimension. Who the hell cares what version of D&D it is?
E5 came out years earlier, so there you go. All I gotta say, it gave a lot of life to a lot of classic songs because They've been hitting the #1 charts too. It's like yes, some music. Kate Bush,
but the way
I love that
they use them,
so it just works.
There
was a song. Oh, what was the name of the song they played in this past episode? I shazammed it. 1 second. Go ahead, guys.
But the songs that they used, like, because you heard the story of how they got Kate Bush. They like
Journey.
Journey, yes.
It was Journey.
All these songs, they
so perfect.
They plucked and they really they went to the people and they're like, we want to use this song. Created like either they were fans of the show or they literally created like a pitch deck of like, here, this is how it would be used, and they were like, that sounds dope. Because for fucking Puppet Master, they were fans of the show, and then they were like, they showed them like Eddie playing, and they were like, he needs a song, and they were like, bet, like fucking do it, and they were so like happy and thrilled with what they did. Oh man, like that's dope.
It was so good. It was such a good finale.
Absolutely perfect.
It felt like it felt like two movies in one.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. Because I mean, like the last episode was like 2.5 hours long.
Yes.
So because I know some people were like, when they were first looking at how like each episode coming out, like, so they only giving us 9 and there's that much content we got to go through. How they gonna do that? How they gonna fit it all in there? They're only like an hour and a half. This is impossible. Like, and then they're like, so 2 hours and a half.
It was so good. I had to watch it in 2 sittings. It was too long.
I was like the whole thing straight.
So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna watch it. Like, I'm about to go to bed. I'll watch a little bit and then like go to sleep and wake up and watch the rest. I was like, I kept going, and then I paused out. I was like, damn, I still got like that much left. How much more shit can they do? And you just, like, I'm literally in my bed just like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Yo, tense the entire time.
Facts. Real question. When are we finally going to get the parents involved so that they finally know what the fuck is going on?
Never.
Maybe probably next season.
I don't think they will.
Maybe
why not?
5.
Especially that it's in real life in the town. Nancy alludes to her seeing her mom when he gave her the vision. So she's
saying it's Nancy's mom.
Yeah, Nancy's mom definitely going to be involved going forward. I think that season 5, now that they actually see the gates, now that we're seeing more in Hawkins itself, we'll probably see the town come together, or the adults actually, some of them hopefully.
Yeah, because I thought we were going to get a little bit of that this season after they saw how the whole town was going crazy.
Yeah, but like low key, like Nancy and like my mom has kind of been involved in different ways as the season like progresses with different types of things. Like at the beginning with like Nancy and like working for her friend and like being upset about that, and then her with like Billy. And then like within like the 3rd season, like how they're interconnected with like, oh, well, what's going on? Like they're at the fair. That seems a little odd. Never know where their kids at. That is my that's the rest of my 50 cents of my dollar. They never know where their kids are at. They're like, oh, they're at that person's house and that person's house. They've been doing that since they're like what, like 10, 11, 12, just hopping and skipping around people's houses. Don't know where nobody is.
Well, in the 80s, there's no cell phones, and that's how it was back then.
Everybody was like, yo, I'm going to so-and-so's mom's house.
Like,
okay, I'm in so-and-so mom's house. And like the moms would just never know because they assume that they're at the other person's house.
And I was like, this is how kidnappings happen. This is how
also too, I wanna add, every season we have progressively seen how much more of Mike's dad has progressively become more of a dick.
Oh yeah.
In each episode, in each season. It's like he just has some side shit that he has to say.
Dad?
Yeah, he becomes.
Mike's dad is so. Oh my god, he's just so separated, so disconnected, so random.
I think it'll click next season for him because of his wife, and like she's gonna be like, get your head out of your ass. Like, I really think she's gonna like.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna tell him off because she's been like winding up the last couple of seasons. Because the simple fact that she almost cheated on him with Billy, she was just like, whatever.
Yo, she was ready to risk it all.
He's a red shirt.
I put on my pearls, put my nice outfit, my perfume, put my makeup on. I'm ready.
He's a red shirt in the making.
What?
It's just a regular.
What does that mean?
It's a Star Trek reference.
He's gonna die.
And also, he's not a red shirt in the making because he's been around for too long.
Yeah, he's at the very least like a yellow blue.
Yeah,
security.
It's okay, I'm just as lost as you.
Okay, so just to speed you up. So if you're a red shirt in Star Trek, you technically die all the time. Like, oh, that guy has a red shirt, they're gonna die.
I don't know if that's true.
Look
Is
it
it?
up. It's
What?
yeah, it's
In
particularly
Star Trek, no, in Star
Yeah.
Trek, that's true.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and it was okay. The whole thing was okay. Now we're doing a deep cut. The whole thing was if you're a red shirt on the ship, you weren't gonna die. But if you were a red shirt that went onto the new planet with Kirk and someone else, you were dying. That's
A
the
red
joke.
shirt is a stock character in fiction who dies soon after being introduced.
Yeah.
Got it.
red shirt is a death sentence. Yeah, that's
But
why
not
that's why they
someone
make
on the ship.
that's
It's
why they
like,
make
no, there's a bunch of people different. It's the whole idea that you go on the mission with Kirk and you're like, oh, cool, I get to go on this mission with the captain. And the plot's like, we need someone to die, and it's you. Like, that's what it is.
And they're usually a red shirt.
they usually
And
have
they're
a red
always
shirt.
a red shirt.
That's so funny.
That's why
Like,
it's like
I'm
it's
changing
funny.
my shirt color today. Not doing it.
That's
I
why
see
it was
patterns.
funny.
Are there
Galaxy
no
Quest.
regular ship members who have red shirts?
There are, and they have last names and they stay on the ship. But everyone else that goes off the ship that has a red shirt, like, oh, this new actor. That's why if you watch Galaxy Quest, they made fun of that in Galaxy Quest, where the guy who played the actor, his character's name is Guy. He's like, I'm gonna die. I don't have a last name. I'm going to the planet. The fuck? I can't do this. It's like the security guy.
All the sense is being made.
Got it. Okay.
It's just like how stormtroopers can't hit anything that they're shooting at. That's because
the deadliest force in like
They are great warriors, in the words of Obi-Wan.
And trash. Just like useless.
These markings are made by troopers. They are intent with what do you say? Something
Listen.
about destructive aim or what?
LensCrafter missed a marketing deal there. They should have really jumped on that.
They have to pay an arm and a leg though for that reference.
That's so true. It costs money.
But it's been beautiful, man. I mean, the Stranger Things, we know that this season ended in a beautiful cliffhanger. Great way to set up season 5. How do you guys feel about this next season?
I'm excited.
Apparently next season there's not going to be a time jump like we thought. They're like really picking up, right?
Oh, good.
Like,
I mean, I was thinking
it would make sense to have a time jump. I feel like at that point, like they would have to be like right there. Because not gonna lie, every time like a certain thing happens, I was like, all right, tell me how many months or years is gonna pass. 3 months? Okay, is a year gonna pass? All right. Like I was trying to figure out the time frame, but I do agree. Like they're not gonna have like a skip. It's really gonna be like, because first of all, it wouldn't make sense to them to have a skip because either
Not
one,
with the
if they
broken
do have a
world.
skip, they would have to like have it where Vecna, if Max is truly Vecna, that would be the only reason why they have that long ass time frame is for like Vecna to regain his power, but it'd be the same issue because like Will and Joyce still live in California, so like are they just moving back to Hawkins? Like what's going on?
Probably if she's dating Hop, like
like
they're probably all gonna move into the house.
There.
They're probably gonna move into his log cabin.
they're gonna be in the log cabin. They're not moving back to California because of everything that's going on.
That's what
They
saying. So,
shot
like,
up California. California got shot up by the
California does the house is gone.
So I looked it up. These blast points are too accurate for sand people. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
I don't think precise and stormtroopers belong in the same sentence.
Exactly.
It's the
I thought they were giving A New Hope. They were giving Star Wars movies all weekend on cable, but every time I turned on the TV, it was one of the episodes. So good. Anyway, sorry. Back to Stranger Things. I digress. My bad.
Aside from the time skip, they are also saying off the rip that they are heavily focusing on Will for next season.
Mm-hmm.
I figured much because they have been not ignoring him, but like he hasn't like this season, like he hasn't been like the main focus. Like season 2, like he was, because it's like okay, the concept of him like recovering and getting back to like
he had a main focus
and,
in
like,
season 1, but wasn't there. He was the main focus in season 1 because he was missing, right?
Yeah, and in
So-
season 2, he was also main focus, but like after that, like he wasn't. You know,
Yeah.
so I feel like it makes
also
sense
because
for them to have him be the focus again for season 5.
It's also because like he had that whole moment in the bathroom where like you can still tell that he's like throwing up like all this stuff, but he still hasn't like up until this point. I don't think he's ever told anybody that he has a connection to the Upside Down still.
He told
so
Will,
like So
Mike.
when he did
He
this,
told Mike.
He just told Mike.
just now that he was like, I can still feel him.
No,
He
I
did
think
this.
I think they
But
did.
I don't
on
think
season
that. I don't
three.
think that. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he told him.
He told everyone in season 3, but I don't think everyone still knew that there was a connection in season 4 because he specifically told like Mike again, like, hey.
Well, also too, don't forget he wasn't in Hawkins. He said
That's
when he
true.
returned back to Hawkins.
He feels it.
Yeah.
That's true too. But in my mind, it makes me think. I wonder if he would feel it if he's like was in like Russia, because technically, like they were opening stuff over there too. So I'm like, I wonder if he felt that over, if he would feel the same thing over there, or not really.
I mean, they have a gate
much
there.
Of a strong source.
I don't know that they're ever going back to Russia though.
No, I don't want them to. I would hope not. I hope that storyline is done for.
I think that storyline, the Russian storyline, was done. That's why they did the whole thing, killed all the creatures in the prison, because everybody who was working on it, particularly, died right there and then in the prison.
So. But wasn't there like a question about like where the black particles went?
The guy said it went into the creatures. It woke up all the creatures.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain was like, I could have sworn. All right, I had a moment.
That the black particles is what woke everything up, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
It went inside them.
Maybe we should have kept these creatures to study. Duh.
And then everybody became a snack.
For real, like, what the fuck you think this was? Like, come on, guys, get it together.
So, what do you think they're going to focus on with Will? Will it be just his connection to Vecna and the Upside Down, or are we going to see more? Like, is he finally going to open up about what he's feeling?
Probably that, but I feel like he'll also be like more useful in like similar way, like how like 11 is like useful with like combating Vecna. I feel like they're going to try to have it where some way somehow
you could track him.
Will like, you know, just how, like, because that's probably they're gonna start off again with like D&D, and they're gonna talk about like Will doing something involving D&D because he's the Will the Wise, and they're gonna Will the Wise him in real life. And you know?
Justin is like the wise one. Justin, like, he's just so great. That character's so.
I think we're gonna come.
I feel like he's gonna develop something within himself, like it could, because I feel like because he's so like timid and reserved, there could be a part of him that he feels like could fight back, but he doesn't want to be connected with it again in order to like deal with everything in the Upside Down. Because again, like kind of to the point you guys are making, like season 1, how did he last that long? Like, yeah, he's good at hiding,
how many
but
weeks was it? Like, how many weeks was it, by the way? Do you remember? It was like at least 4 or 5. No, it was 2.
It was like 2 weeks. It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was gone for 2 weeks. Like that's a long ass time to be in that particular world where he knew nothing, had no clue about nothing. He figured out to like how to connect and talk to like his mom and like do all that stuff within like 2 weeks, and it happened within the first week. The whole light situation.
Yeah.
So like I'm just trying to figure out like what exactly, either one, they're going to talk about exactly what happened to Will. Probably they might do like a flashback, maybe even of like what exactly went down with him there, and how maybe that might be some sort of helpful, I don't know, ability maybe for him in this like 5th season.
So it's gonna be because like with Will, there is a lot they can go with the character. What will be interesting is that if he does become a vessel for whatever and becomes the villain of the story, which is like, okay, the kid who we came to save is now the villain of the story, which would be a sad moment. But then again, we do know that the Duffer Brothers have given us a lot of sad moments, and I feel like it's that point where season 5, everything's going to be on the table.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how do we?
Season 4 was them going, hey, remember we were a horror show. Like we started off as a horror show. We were going to show you.
They let you know that off the jump.
What?
They were like, we're gonna break this girl in front of you and be like, "Yep, remember?"
Yeah, I wasn't mentally prepared for that. Not gonna lie, I was like, "See what now?"
That was
wild.
Nope.
I was like, I had to like pause. I was like, mind you, I was watching it at night like a fool. So I was like, "All right, turn on all my lights." I was like, "No, I can't." Cause like, if I see any flickering, I know it's going to.
That was a big nod though to Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy Krueger took the girl up into the ceiling. That was a big nod to that.
Yeah.
And again,
but having Robert actually play in the, come on, man, that was so good.
Right.
But it was really, like, I thought we were gonna get some moments. Netflix was even showing people protect Steve, and it's just
Steve
like those
can't
moments.
die. Steve
is gonna die. Steve is gonna die.
Steve cannot die.
If Steve dies, that's just gonna open up opportunity. I feel like because of the Jonathan and Steve thing, either one. If Steve dies, Nancy's gonna go with Jonathan because again.
Well, what if Jonathan dies?
I think
if Jonathan
dies,
dies,
I think
Jonathan is the least one I like.
What if Jonathan dies and that triggers Will?
Wait, what?
I said, what if Jonathan dies and that's what triggers Will?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, because that's what I'm like. I feel like Will is because he's going to be such a pinnacle part. Because again, he's so reserved. He holds back so much. He keeps everything to himself.
Do you think that his connection there is going to give him psychic powers?
I don't know about. I feel like psychic might be like pushing it, but
not like to the level of L or 1 for sure, but at least some, because he spent that much time and he's now got the upside down here. Like I think maybe
like a
level
sensational type of thing, like another type of sensory thing, because he can feel it and like his hair raises. I think it might be like a sensory type thing as opposed to like a telekinetic type of power.
Right.
But I feel like that's what would happen, because simple fact that like Jonathan like express acknowledgement of what Will was experiencing and without them having to say anything, and they both understood each other in that moment. I was like, nah, they got way too sentimental, they got way too connected. They just talked about how they didn't do that for mad long and now they did it. They're gonna clip his ass.
Yep. That's exactly. I thought that too.
What's going to ignite Will, set his ass on fire.
That's what's gonna make him grow some balls.
Oh yeah, because he's always had his brother to like protect him and look out for him and do all
or his whole crew.
Yeah, or his crew. So I feel like it's gonna come down to a point where like his whole team needs him, and like he's like, no, but like I don't know what to do, and like Beckman's probably saying some wild shit to him. He's like, yeah, you're really mine, and like I can do whatever, yada yada yada. And then like Jonathan is gonna be like, nah, my brother dies. Will's like, oh nah, the gloves are off. They were never on, but I'm putting them back on. Like I can't do this anymore.
Like they were never on, but we about to get them on.
But figure out how I'm taking them off. Like I feel like that is like what would happen. Just based off of again like that same idea of like, oh, you're talking about all the dreams and things you want to do. You're talking about how much we are now connected. We're all together. All in this together, like High School Musical. You're going to die.
Well, it's been a fun season finale for season 4. Bravo! Thank you again, Duffer Brothers. You have taken another day from us with some beautiful, beautiful streaming. You're like, not just one time in season 4, we're gonna make you sit there for hours to watch our show. We're gonna drop a part 2 and make you sit there for hours again.
Well, are we complaining? Season 5, by the way, they decided they're doing one complete thing. So.
And I think they are going to be pretty long episodes though, but it won't but it won't be as many episodes is what it was.
Is this going to be the last season?
This last season.
Yeah.
I think season 4 was the both super.
No, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. They confirmed it. So I got confused. I thought the part 1, part 2 of season 4 was the final, but in reality, it was just they were dropping part 1 and part 2 because they weren't finished with it, and part 1 is going to be up for Emmy contention. So like all those episodes can be up for Emmys, and then they also said that part 5 or season 5 is the final season.
Okay.
Where do you guys view season 4 in terms of like how it ranks against the other seasons?
Best one.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of like it's not the best season, and I'm like, no, this season by far.
How is it not?
Season 3 is very good because we rewatched season 3 before season 4, and like I forgot how good season 3 is. But
I think a lot of people shit on season 3. Everyone loves season 1, and then this season they were like, and I'm like,
because all those people like that.
Like, who are you like getting these ratings from?
I forget about season 2. I feel like they were like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was the Russian one.
Like I feel like.
That's season 3.
It was when
Russians in the Mall is season 3. Samwise dying season 2, and they go back to the lab.
Is season 2 also when L goes like on the run for a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
don't we see other numbers?
We saw
1.
Yeah.
We saw 8 on season 2.
I think that's
where
also.
The hell is 8?
I think that's
Why
also
haven't
our
gotten 8 back?
I think that's also our Chekhov's gun. I think that's our Chekhov's gun. I think that's going to come into play
in season 5.
In season 5.
The
I
Return
hope
of 8?
so.
obviously, I like if one knows that he killed all of them, except for 1 and 11 or 8 and 11,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, obviously, I can't get 11. They're still a fucking decently powerful
What does
psychic.
he need them for exactly?
Well, he remember he absorbs everything, so like he would just add that on to like his power. Because remember, like that's what like Papa was saying. He's just like he doesn't kill, he like absorbs.
Right.
You know, because that's why he was saying he initially wanted to take 11 with him because he felt like he was like 11 was similar to them and that they could like work together. But like, the minute he like 11 was like, yeah, no, vaporization. Right. He was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take your powers too. I make my powers more stronger. So I think that like that's another thing too. So if I totally forgot about 8 for a second, and because like there was such a brief interaction, but like a meaningful one to like 11's growth. Because the only way like 8 would come back is that like they're yearning to see 11, or like they're yearning,
or
to
they know because of the so-called earthquake in Hawkins, they know that it's something bigger and has to come help.
Yeah, it could be.
Do you guys still think that that Vecna is 11's dad? Are we still thinking that's the case or no?
No,
I don't think so.
Because that wouldn't make sense because he's been in there as a kid. Because remember, Papa got him as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So being 11's dad, no, I don't think that's on the table.
No, that's it.
I mean, an artificial insemination doesn't mean he can't spit out some seeds, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, too, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
It never shows like who 11's dad is. It just shows the process that like the mom went through of like giving birth, having the baby taken, the stuff in the rainbow room. That was honestly a really great scene. I know we're talking mostly about season 4, but like I really like that how they went through that process of like why she says like sunflower, breathe, like all these different things and like the memory clips. And I was like, yo, is that what happens to some people? Like they just get stuck on those certain types of memories. It just repeats itself. Like it was just really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man,
I'm excited for Netflix's season 5 of Stranger Things. Thank you, Duffer Brothers, for really giving us the show.
Gotta wait one more year.
Yes, I mean it's not like before.
Hopefully, with no delays. Knock on wood. No delays.
Well,
but
as long as we don't have another worldwide pandemic,
in other news, old animes are getting remakes now because Trigun is next on the list coming on Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just dropped on Netflix Spriggan and Bastard. Now Spriggan, I'm gonna say right now is that episode 2 is definitely the entire movie, but it's interesting because it's 6 episodes, so 1 hour episodes.
How's Bastards? I was seeing it. I didn't know how if it was.
Netflix auto played it, and I was like, I don't like that it's dubbed, and moved on.
You can't change it to subtitles?
I'm sure I can. I didn't bother though. I just heard and I was like, what is dubbed? It's
my preference for this material is original language, and the fact that you put it in English, I'm not gonna watch it now.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm enjoying it.
Like, what's happening?
I'm enjoying it because they definitely captured that old 80s anime cheese, and definitely that old 80s anime gore.
Oh, it sounds like a non-me.
It's definitely was something that's up my alley from the old school anime, but it's like, again, I'm still sitting down because I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and they're like 30-minute episodes, but Spriggan I've been enjoying, and it gives more where the movie left off for me in terms of the character. But I'm interested in seeing Trigun because Trigun, the 3D animation does not look as bad as Berserk's. And it actually looks like that they put love into this 3D animation because I know some people are already trying to shit on it without it being out yet. But we remember how bad Berserk's 3D animation was, which is very disappointing. Please, another studio take over Berserk and redo the whole series. Well, except for the movies because the movies did well. But that show, but yeah, they're remaking a lot of old animes now.
Those of you that are with
as long as you do it justice, I'm okay with it.
Past the 10 o'clock hour, maybe wondering, weren't you guys supposed to talk about Umbrella Academy? We were.
Yeah, yeah. This is now where Seabass was trying to deflect and start talking about something completely different. Because
so we got
tell us why.
All right, so I will tell you why. I had shit to do this weekend, so I'm sorry.
We all have shit to do.
Things. It was between watching Stranger Things and trying to catch up on Umbrella Academy. I was not gonna lie.
Bro,
I chose Stranger Things.
You could have had put a few episodes in all week. We had a whole week. I was watching a few episodes all week.
I don't know. I watched all 4 seasons. I never watched, just for the audience. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I only know what I'm talking about because I watched all 4 seasons of Stranger Things within this past like 3-4 days. That's
holy shit.
The minute Sebastian's like, oh, we're talking about Stranger Things, I was like, I never watched that before. And then it's like, yeah, there's 4 seasons. Okay. Let me.
This last season was OD.
Let me
like all there. I'm going based off.
Look at
like
you see. Okay, she just watched 4 seasons, and you couldn't watch a season of Umbrella Academy.
Seabass has left the chat.
Right.
I mean, I'm being real. I had shit to do. I was trying to watch it, and I was
you
like,
you had more than 2 weeks. We've been talking about this.
2 weeks.
Listen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen where we don't talk about Umbrella Academy, and we're gonna push it to the back burner again.
We're gonna talk about it next week. We're gonna
push it to the back burner again, and we're gonna be sad about it.
Thor. Next week we got Thor
and Umbrella Academy.
Dike, oye eso.
But we also have season. Don't we have season finales and stuff coming up too?
Yes, we do. We have season finale of the.
Listen, we got a lot of shit to talk.
We got The Boys. We got Miss Marvel.
And you know what we got to talk about?
And then then it's gonna get pushed to the back burner and never get brought up again. Like
no, we definitely do an Umbrella Academy. We're definitely
plug Naja, plug your.
He's kind of cut us off.
So what you would love to do if you like Stranger Things and Umbrella Academy, even though you've never watched it and you had 2 weeks to do it. What you can do is you can come to the convention on August 13th in Staten Island, New York, and weeb out and geek out at Staten Island. Ta-da!
Yay!
Naja, don't ever change.
That was
greetings,
so
Errol.
What's up?
Don't ever change, Naja. Again, that was fun. Yeah, check it out. Naja's
shots fired.
Again, make sure you check it out.
Han.
Listen, fuck it. It's a beer, and I missed it. There you go.
Thanks for having me on here, guys. It's always fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We always love having you all. And again, we want to congratulate you again for kicking ass with the show. Again, Geeks Out Staten Island, you guys have been growing. You've been kicking ass out there, taking names out of Staten Island. You've even been hitting the con circuit too, going to different shows like BlurredCon and everything.
Yeah, we'll be there this week. So if you guys are looking for any type of merchandise, I do custom glasses. We're gonna have some like custom art from different artists because we try to support them too. And whenever we go to cons, we try to bring people's art to like sell and stuff for them in case they can't come. And so like if you're interested in supporting people that way, make sure you also come to BlurredCon because we'll be there and be like, hey.
Dopeness.
Sounds like fun.
Guys, it's been a fantastic Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all are watching Thor this week, correct?
I'm going to try my absolute best. I promise I'm going to try my absolute best. I just have to get tickets.
I got them tickets. Oh, and then next week, who we got on? Next week we got a good show. Yeah, we got a lot next week.
If you want to pay for my tickets, go for it.
Next week is going to be a very fun stack deck because also next week we have the creators of Legends of Azure coming on. So we're gonna get to do a nice little small creator series in the beginning of that, from what I am told. And they were recommended to come on our show, which we were thanking Rodney Fike and his wife for that one. They reckon. And Rodney will be coming back too in August, back on the show. We will get Rodney Fike. He is coming back in the show somewhere with the Kickstarter. But yeah, they're coming on, and they said like their book is a little bit like a D&D style. If you love D&D or fantasy comics, their book is like that. I mean, we got a nice little guest list coming up. So that's on the 12th for next week. On the 26th, we have Zed Comics coming on. On the 2nd is Rodney Fike, August 2nd. And yeah, that is about it. On the 19th, maybe we may have Mayhem Mike back on. Who knows?
Ooh.
Mayhem Mike, but we got a lot to talk about because we're gonna be definitely talking about She-Hulk. We're gonna be talking about Miss Marvel. We're gonna talk about the finals of the boys. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking about everything. Yeah, we got.
I would like to talk about the Miss Marvel episode. Just saying.
Next week is Miss Marvel, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on in and be like, "Hello, guys." I have so much to say about it.
Listen, we've literally had, and yes, we are on the Sin Shop on the 22nd. We are invading. We haven't forgot. We said it early.
Nerd invasion.
I'm gonna be drawing stuff.
I'm thinking about giving up and doing. I'm I'm R2D2 on my own and just drawing something for the show. Don't hate me. I'm thinking, I don't know if I can hold out that long. I want to put together R2D2.
And I'm going to be drawing stuff on Pong's show. If you guys go to my Patreon, you can actually vote for what I'm drawing on Pong's show on the 22nd. Right now, what's winning on the vote is Iron Vader, pretty much Darth Iron Man, whatever we want to call him. I will give you what the vote list is right now, so cast your votes. It's Deadpool meets Panty and Stocking, Dragon Ball Homelander, Rogue dressed as Chun-Li, Luna from Helluva Boss, or Darth Iron Man. Who's got a close second is Dragon Ball Homelander. So
Yeah.
whoever wins that vote, that's what I'm drawing.
Rogue, the Rogue isn't winning.
Need more people to vote. Go to that Patreon and vote.
I like the Darth Iron Man. Works better for me.
That might be what I'm drawing. He's winning. He's winning by 3 votes. Homelander, Dragon Ball Homelander has 2, and then Chun-Li, Rogue dressed as Chun-Li and Luna each have 1. Shout out to Atlas because he definitely wants me to draw Luna. So.
Cool.
Naturally.
Well, that's it. That is tonight's Nerds. This has been a fantastic. It's always a fantastic just to geek out with you guys on a Tuesday night. We get to hit you guys
if you
up
want to geek
next
out
week.
on a Saturday night, come to Geek Out at Staten Island.
Nasha, when are you doing
Yay!
another virtual show, like open mic kind of thing? Are you,
Virtual show open mic. That's probably going to be something you're trying to do for like September. So,
let me know. I will be
back.
back.
Law. You gotta be involved.
You can literally just be like, "Hey, Law has the book. Pick anything from the book."
Yes, please, because your stuff's really good. It's like
Thank
really
you. So is yours. Shit.
Thanks.
Thank
you.
Yeah, man. You gotta plug in that book more. Come on. You create that book, we need more.
Book 2 is still getting written, but the first book, To the Boy Who Grew Up, came out for my birthday this year. 15 poems, 15 photography pieces that I've done over the last 20 some odd years for poetry, and 7+ years or whatever the case is now for photography. It is a lifetime kind of work and achievement, and it's on Amazon, available digital and in print.
Cool.
And at least 14 of the photos, including the cover, so it's technically 15, are available on my print shop.
Cool. Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Gotta snatch that up, people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have posted the Patreon link for everybody in the description, so please cast your vote. It is there. Take advantage of it. Cast some votes. But yes, I am going to play that beautiful beam footage. If you guys are ready to roll out, like Transformers,
roll out.
Your boy Sebastian.
It's been your boy Law.
And your boy Tone from across the hall, fixing a shop.
Last but not least, Vmac.
Let's go.
Hey,
Naja.
3, 2,